Octopus Go or Octopus Go Faster for charging an electric car? Let's find out which is best. Welcome back to the channel, folks. JD here again. So my last update video a couple of days ago, I was discussing the fact that I've placed an order for a Tesla Model 3 long range. It's in the standard white standard wheels, but I've gone for the white interior, which I think is going to look awesome. And what I wanted to do very quickly today is I came across, I've mentioned before, the Octopus Go tariff, which I'm currently with. Octopus Go gives you basically electricity at 5 pence per unit, inclusive of VAT, between the hours of midnight and 4:30. But then recently I discovered on a forum somebody talking about Octopus Go Faster. And what that is a variety of tariffs. You have to kind of ask them for them because I couldn't really see them anywhere on their website. But there are a variety of tariffs which either give you 3 hours, 4 hours or 5 hours of cheap electricity, varying from different times of the day. So you can have one, say, from 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the evening at 5.5 pence per unit for 5 hours. Or you can have one starting at 9:30 or 10:30. And what I thought to myself was, because Octopus Go currently is 5 pence per unit, but it only starts at midnight or 4:30, what I want to be able to do as well as charge my car is run other things, such as the tumble dryer, for example. And because our tumble dryer is in the room where the dog sleeps, we can't really run the tumble dryer from midnight. But when I saw this and thought, oh, hang on a minute, if I can run my tumble dryer for 5 hours at 5.5 pence per unit and charge my car, is it going to make a big difference? And which is better? So should I stick with Octopus Go, which is 5 pence per unit inclusive of VAT between 12:30 and 4:30, so 4 hours of cheap electricity, or should I go for slightly higher unit cost but for 5 hours? And plus I can run the tumble. I'm not going to talk about the tumble dryer today. I'm just going to talk purely on what the cost per mile is going to be if I charge for 4 hours on Octopus Go or 5 hours on Octopus Go Faster. And I've done this very, very quick spreadsheet to show you here. Look, so let's just zoom in a little bit, make sure you can see this. So now I'm guessing on the efficiency, so let's change this. We'll come back to 4, but I think looking at videos I've previously seen, and I'm sure there's some Tesla Model 3 long-range drivers watching this, so please comment in the section below, but I'm going for an average figure of 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. I think I'd get more than that. I've seen videos of people getting as much as 5 miles per kilowatt hour. The Polestar 2 I was looking at would probably struggle to get 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. So I'm going to assume an average rate of the Tesla Model 3 long range of 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. Now let's just recap. What does that mean? So that means for every 1 unit of electricity, 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, the car can travel 3.5 miles. And using that figure will enable us to work out our pence per mile. So charge rate, what's that? Well, I've mentioned this before, I think. I installed an Ohmi charger in my garage, and the supply to the garage is not overly that strong. It's a little bit weak, so I've limited the Ohmi charger to 24 amp charging current. So most home chargers will charge at about 7 kilowatts, 7.2 kilowatts, which is a charging current of 32 amps. I've limited this to 24 amps. So you do 24, which is our current, multiplied by our voltage, let's say 230, give or take a little bit, gives us 5520, so just over 5.5 kilowatts. So when I plug my car in at home currently, unless I upgrade the wiring, I'm going to get 5.5 units of electricity every hour. So I thought to myself, okay, let's assume we're going to plug it in for 4 hours at 5 pence per unit between 12:30 and 4:30. Now you can do that on the car. You can also do it on the Ohmi app. You can say only charge my car when it's within the particular tariff's cheap rate. So I put there, look, unit rate on Octopus Go is 5 pence per kilowatt hour, so 0.05 pounds. So how much is that going to cost per hour? Well, I can charge 5.5 of those 5 pences every hour. So it's going to cost me 28 pence per hour to charge that car at a rate of 5.5 kilowatt hours on Octopus Go. If I said, actually, I'm going to go for Octopus Go Faster, which, as I've said, has in my particular case for the 5-hour tariff has a unit cost of 5.5 pence per unit. If you want a 3-hour tariff, by the way, it will drop to 4.5 pence per kilowatt hour. So 5.5, so 0.055 pounds per kilowatt hour. That's going to cost me 30 pence per hour. So 5.5 times 5.5 pence. How much charge, though, are we going to get in those two periods? So remember, with Octopus Go, we're going to be able to charge for 4 hours, Octopus Go Faster for 5 hours. So the amount of charge is going to be, in Octopus Go's case, 5.5 times 4. 5.5 units per hour, 4 hours of charge. So if I plug my car in my particular garage on Octopus Go exactly for 4 hours, I'm going to get 22 kilowatt hours of charge. So probably in the Tesla's case, about a third, just under a third, maybe 30% of a full charge when the charge is 70 something kilowatts. In the case of Octopus Go Faster, because I can charge for 1 more hour at a cheat rate, I'm going to get 27.5 kilowatt hours. Okay, so this time 5.5 times 5. So we're getting obviously an extra 5.5 kilowatt hours of charge. How much is that going to cost me then? So in the case of Octopus Go, we're going to pull 22 kilowatts. We know our unit rate is 5 pence per kilowatt. Multiply the two together. It's going to cost me £1.10. So it's going to cost me £1.10 to charge my car in my garage for 4 hours. In the case of Octopus Go Faster, our unit rate has gone up slightly, so it's now 5.5 pence per unit, and we're also now charging for 5 hours. So we're getting 27.5 kilowatts this time at 5.5 pence per kilowatt hour, gives us a cost of £1.51. So obviously it's going to cost us more because we're charging for a longer period of time, and also our unit cost has gone up slightly. However, this is the interesting point, look. How many miles are we going to add to my car under both tariffs? So remember us at the beginning, look, we assumed 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, quite a conservative estimate for the Tesla Model 3. So what we do then, look, is we go, okay, we're going to get 22 kilowatts in 4 hours on the Octopus Go tariff. Multiply that by 3.5, we're going to add 77 miles of range to that car in 4 hours. Now for me, that's fine. I do about 25 miles a day on my daily commute. So in effect, I would only need to charge probably every other day, maybe every 3 days, and I'd have enough juice to get me to work 3 times. On the Octopus Go Faster though, we're obviously charging for 5 hours. So 3.5 gives us 96.25 miles added. So we're adding almost 20 miles more, but obviously it's costing us a little bit more. So what is our true cost per mile? So £1.10 to add 77 miles, £1.51 to add 96 miles. It only works out slightly more expensive, look. 1.4 pence per mile, believe it or not, on Octopus Go. 1.6 pence per mile on Octopus Go Faster. But it's giving us more flexibility. It's giving us the fact that, I would probably certainly only need to charge every 3 days on Octopus Go Faster. On Octopus Go, I might be inclined to charge every other day. So I've come to the conclusion that even though Octopus Go Faster is slightly more expensive, in the terms of pence per mile, it's 0.2 pence per mile more expensive. But it does mean that overnight I can stick an extra 20 miles of range in my car. And let's say we actually got more than that. So let's say we got 4 miles per kilowatt hour. It drops to 1.3 pence or 1.4 pence. 88 miles of range added, 110 miles of range added. So we've now added 22 miles more of range, and it's only cost us an extra 0.1 pence per mile. I hope that makes sense. Just something that I was going through, you know, when I'm weighing up what kind of electricity tariff to go on. There is the Octopus Agile tariff, which is where it constantly changes every half an hour and, you know, sometimes gives you negative rates, etc. But I think that's too much hassle. I just want to know that between either with Octopus Go between half midnight and half 4, or with Octopus Go Faster between, in my case, half 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, half past 1, I can pull a rate at 5.5 pence per unit. But also the added bonus is I can run my dishwasher, my tumble dryer, and I'm not going to disturb the dog, and so I'm probably going to be a lot better off. Do continue to email me. Please hit that subscription button if you haven't already done so. Please do email me if you want a copy of the latest PCP spreadsheet. As I said before, one-off payment of £10 gets you as many updates as I care to make. And we've also got the new electric vehicle versus car allowance salary sacrifice spreadsheet, which is proving to be quite popular. It'll enable you to work out if you're better off going down a company salary sacrifice route, and it'll enable you to compare all your running costs, etc., when compared to a straight petrol or diesel car. Okay, I hope that was useful. I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.